I'm Gary Martin Hayes, and on this segment of my TV show, I will tell you about the different types of back injuries that our clients have sustained while at work, as well as the ways we've helped them. And please stay tuned for great resources at the end of this video. Hey, thanks for starting your day with us by watching the Gary Martin Hayes Show on Atlanta's CW Network. Let's go to a question now from one of our viewers. Gary, good morning. I work as a delivery driver for a printing company. When I was out making a delivery, another driver failed to yield and turned in front of me. I yanked the steering wheel to try to avoid hitting him, but it was too little too late. The front of my small van hit the front passenger's side door of his truck. The EMTs came to the scene, but I refused to be taken to the emergency room. The next day, I was so sore I could barely walk. My lower back and left leg were killing me. The workers' comp adjuster sent me to an orthopedist, and he ordered an MRI. The MRI shows I have a herniated disc at L4-5 and L5-S1. The doctor wants me to have an epidural steroid injection. He also told me that if I don't have any relief from that, then surgery may be the next option. I'm really worried. I'm not sure whether I want to have the epidural. I'm almost certain I don't want to have back surgery. The adjuster made it sound like if I don't have the epidural, she may cut off my weekly checks. Can you tell me my options? And that comes to us from Clark in Doraville. Wow, Clark, I'm very sorry to hear about the wreck, your injuries, and there are several things I want to address in your email. What is an epidural steroid injection, or an ESI? Well, this is a common treatment that's been used for low back pain since 1952. Doctors consider this an integral part of non-surgical treatment of lower back problems. It's minimally invasive, and a doctor is going to inject a long-lasting corticosteroid and an anesthetic numbing agent into the epidural space of the spine. Now, the epidural space is the area between the dura, or the protective covering of the spinal cord, and the bony vertebrae. The goal of an ESI is pain relief. But another side benefit is to hopefully decrease the pressure on that nerve root so the patient will be able to participate in some rehabilitative exercises, some physical therapy, some stretching. It's important to point out that these ESIs, the epidural steroid injections, are not a cure. If there is pain relief, it's normally only for a limited period of time. Well, 2, what are the risks of having an epidural steroid injection? Anytime anyone is having an invasive medical procedure, there can be risk. And please understand, an epidural steroid injection is invasive. Risk could include infection, nerve damage, and this can occur from a direct trauma from the needle, excessive bleeding, and in 1% of the cases, you could experience what's called a dural puncture. And let me explain this last risk in more detail. This is a condition that occurs in approximately, again, 1% of all epidurals. The needle is inserted too far and it makes a small hole in the dura mater, the membrane which holds the spinal fluid around the spinal cord. The needle doesn't necessarily damage the spinal cord, but the puncture can cause headaches because fluid can leak out of this hole. The best way to treat this dural issue, the dural puncture, is with a blood patch. The anesthetist will draw some blood from your arm and then inject your own blood through the epidural needle. And the injected blood will then form a clot over the hole to prevent more fluid from leaking. Well, 3, what happens if you don't have the epidural or undergo surgery if this is recommended by your treating physician? Can your workers' comp adjuster stop your benefits? Look, you do not have to undergo any kind of invasive test or procedure if you do not want to do it. Further, the workers' comp adjuster cannot stop your benefits for this specific reason. But Clark, let me ask you a few questions. Why do you not want to have the epidural? Why do you not want to have the surgery? If it's because you don't like the doctor you're seeing, then you may have several options available to you that could address this worry. We could file for a change of physicians with the State Board of Workers' Compensation, or we could get the adjuster to agree to a new surgeon in which you have confidence. Sometimes our clients don't want to have the surgery, or at least they're not sure if this specific surgical procedure that the doctor is recommending to them is appropriate for them. And this is certainly a question that can be addressed in a second opinion. Now, there have been occasions where our clients had pre-existing medical conditions which made that surgery much more risky, such as a heart condition. Others have had a pre-existing condition which could complicate their recovery from surgery, such as diabetes. Please know this, no one can force you to undergo a surgery if you do not want to have it. But I'd recommend you schedule an appointment with a doctor to discuss the proposed surgery in greater detail. And look, ask the doctor the following questions. 1, describe what will be done in the procedure. 2, what are the potential risks during the procedure? 3, what are the potential risks during the recovery? 4, what can I expect if the procedure and recovery go as planned? And 5, what are the potential risks in the event I do not have the procedure? Clark, you will inevitably need to have the surgery. But if you do, and it's down the road and you've settled your workers' compensation claim, how are you going to get it paid? Clark, the most important advice I can give you regarding your workers' compensation claim is this. Please do not do anything on your workers' compensation claim until you speak with an attorney that specializes in workers' compensation claims. I'd be more than happy to speak with you. The consultation is free. It's completely confidential. 770-934-8000. Give us a call. Our legal assistants are standing by right now, and we'll be back.